Well, the time had finally come. Finally. God, how many times have I already said that? Doesn't matter. This time it really is the end. The absolute evil stood before New King's Ending. The Alliance had built a new capital with the same old name. Here, Meltisand had built the new altar of rebirth in the name of her fire god. As long as this danger still existed, wave after wave of heroes would launch themselves against evil. The altar had to be destroyed. Then, too, there was, of course, Meltisand herself. The High Priestess of the Fire God had turned out to be a worthy opponent and a threat to the absolute evil. If she were to die, the Alliance's fate would be sealed. But as long as the altar stood, she too would always be revived.
You think you've won? You have no idea. The altar is protected by the fire god's sacred stones. Their barrier is impenetrable to your abominations. Forward, Alliance! Destroy them! Have no fear. The altar will save you.
Good point. Before the Pondering Evil could carve its way to the altar, it would first have to destroy the barrier. For this, it had to grab the fire god by its... it had to destroy the fire god's 2 sacred stones. Got it? Let me repeat that for you. First, destroy the crystals. Second, destroy the altar. Third, destroy Meltisand. The absolute evil approached New King's Ending. It was happy to be whole again. This division, had been nothing but one giant headache. All the while it was throwing itself into battle here, its creatures were diligently producing mana that trickled steadily into it over time. Moreover, it also had access to the faction's spells, the best of them. We don't need to waste time on fiddling little generic spells. The gate to New King's Ending was secured by a consecrated object. Honestly, it made the absolute evil giggle. Or, it would have giggled if it had ever made a sound. Anyway, of course, that was no obstacle. After all, it had merged with Barthus and could also use his fantastic skills. The place was desecrated. The gate to the city opened. With determined tread, the absolute evil marched forward.
My god will destroy you!
The cemetery has been desecrated and now calls the undead from their graves. The absolute evil had desecrated a cemetery. Undead rose from their graves and began to attack the Alliance.
Good will triumph!
The sanctuary-profaning evil has just desecrated one of the aforementioned, thus dragging some undead from their graves. These few Alliance troops had no chance against the Absolute Evil. The Absolute Evil reached one of the inner gates of New King's Ending. The Alliance had barricaded it well. It would be difficult to break through there. But then, out of nowhere, more precisely out of the fog of war, a death bolt appeared. The Absolute Evil made a mental note to rename the creature sometime soon. The death bolt shot at a small stash of dynamite, which by happy coincidence was stored here, and blew a passage through the rock. Through it poured a flood of horde creatures, who willingly cut their lord a path. Lo and behold, the gate was open. Tore apart a group of defenders with ease. The Absolute Evil had now conquered another large area of New King's Ending. It decided to let the Horde secure the area. One may consider it unwise, but the Barthas in the Absolute Evil wanted to confront Melty Sand alone. Stupid idea. The all-destroying evil reached the large square, the last bastion before Melty Sand's retreat. The Alliance had positioned their last great army here. Demons were supposed to attack it, but the portals were kept closed by Alliance mages. With the demons' help, the place would be overrun in a flash. The cunning evil knew what to do.
have made it this far, but that won't help you. The fire god's sacred stones protect this place. The altar is safe.
You have no idea. It somehow never occurred to notice that the sacred stones unfortunately lay virtually unprotected and could therefore be destroyed. So, absolute evil marched in.
Wait, what are you doing? No, you can't attack the stones! Soldiers, keep it back!
Come on now! The absolute evil reached the first of the two sacred stones that made up the altar's protective barrier. It would require a couple of stout blows and a modicum of brute force.
Stop it! The stone must not be destroyed! You may have destroyed one of the stones, but the second is well guarded, and its power alone is sufficient to maintain the barrier. The good shall triumph.
Let me just say, that was just the first blow, and the second is right behind it.
Heroes of the Alliance, defend the sacred stone. It must not fall. The altar must be protected.
Meltisand actually believed that she and her miserable defenders could stop the unstoppable evil. How cute. Unimpressed, the absolute evil began to destroy the second sacred stone. The second sacred stone fell victim to the absolute evil's blow. The path to the altar was free. It was time for the Alliance leftovers to wet their pants and pray to all the gods they'd ever heard of.
Remain steadfast, men. The altar is still in our possession and active. We can still win for the Fire God!
The altar almost within grasp. The absolute evil directed its demonic subjects to guard the place, and proceeded on alone. If you want something done right, do it yourself, thought the absolute evil.
What does not kill me makes me stronger. Through the fire, I have been reborn. I shall return from the fire. I am back.
The first cracks appeared in the altar. Excellent! That's the stuff!
Protect the altar! It must not be destroyed!
The altar was almost destroyed, but only almost. Come on, finish the stupid thing off! It was done. The altar of rebirth was in ruins, and Melty-Sand lay next to it on the floor, dead. The absolute evil had triumphed. Excellent work, my friend. I've read that the developers have really raised the level of difficulty. You can be proud of yourself. I'm not going to say any more here because that all comes in the outro sequence, but it was a lot of fun. See you in part 3. Oh, wait. I wasn't supposed to say that. I mean, maybe we'll hear from one another again someday. Melty-Sand was defeated. The Red Priestess hit the ground with a long, drawn-out and breathed her last. Since the ultimate evil had already laid waste to the altar of rebirth, it could be certain that this time her demise was now permanent. Moreover, never again would a hero of the Alliance rise from the dead. They would henceforth simply lie there and rot once they had been struck down. It was a glorious victory, through and through. Not only was the absolute evil restored and had united the evil nations, it had also handed the do-gooders an annihilating defeat. Horde, demons, and undead cheered their champion. An era of terror began for the kingdoms of the Alliance. An eternal reign of evil. But would evil's rule truly last forever? After all, every evil tends to attract heroes with more luck than skill, who then defeat it. Should the reign of evil already be counting its days, then? You know how it is. All good things come in threes.